First, it should be free. You know, they calling it Obamacare when that was actually a racist remark that Mitt Romney pinned it as. So you could see that it turned from a racist remark to actually it stuck with them. So the charisma and the charm and the likability of Obama sticks with it, so people could actually fall for it and apply to it, where it's really still the Affordable Care Act. When you actually look into it, apart from the fact that I'm still saying that it should be free, you got to realize that the trick to it is where they trying to make it mandatory almost and force you into it. And the underlying hustle is the RFID cards. Like, you get these RFID cards, right? So now you got to think 20 years from now. Now you have an RFID card, a mandatory RFID card. Now, if I say those cards are no longer valid, the new way we doing it is the RFID implant, which a medical record on the RFID, but it's implanted in you. If you actually go through RFID footage, you'll see them saying, well, initially we just want to do it for medical. We want to put your medical records on your RFID, and so just in case you get sick or you fall out, all they got to do is scan it, and then they will know how to address whatever your medical concern is. But they want to put it on an RFID chip. And the way to usher you into that is by at least starting you off with the card and then say, you know what, people are losing the cards. So now that you're losing the card, how about this? How about we just implant it in you? And what are people going to say? Because now it's mandatory. So obviously you're going to have to get these chips. So it's a hustle, you know, and they're using Obama's name and his likability, whatever's left of it, to push people into these RFID tagging. And the thing about the RFID tagging is that's tied to something where it's pulling in frequencies that it can make you do things that you don't want to do. Like, so say if you work in a ridiculous job, almost like slave labor, but it'll pump endorphins in you that'll make you enjoy doing work that you don't want to do, that you shouldn't be doing. And things that you want to do, like you want to be free and have your free mind and do whatever, maybe reproduce, and it'll cause pain. It can cause pain. That was tested out years ago where they put one in a bull's head. And what they did was they showed the charging bull, and they pressed the button, and the bull stopped on a dime. They had the matador standing right there. He didn't have the that cape or nothing. He didn't have the cape. He's just standing there, and the bull has the chip in his head. So the bull is charging. They press the button. He stops on a dime. They let it go. He walks away. So that's, and you see they putting it in the monkeys. They putting it in, and they testing and they testing and they testing. And that is the purpose. The purpose is to be able to have control over the population. So just in case, you start talking about revolution, you start trying to, fight and kill and all of this bloodshed and all of that, they're able to stop you in a heartbeat. So now that's a few million people, because, it's so many different ways that they trying to get people jammed up. And that's just one of them. So the Obamacare is not about today. In the future, for people who's hearing this, he's already out of office, and it's already not even considered Obamacare. It's just back to being the Affordable Care Act. That's the bottom line of it. That's what the Obamacare is about. All of the bells and whistles, what I call fluff, is neither here nor there. The bottom line is that RFID card to get you into the RFID chip. And once you have that in you, it's a wrap. Another hustle with the RFIDs is with employment, with work, with job searches. When you start realizing that one of the things with a lot of the new buildings, and you see the security and what's going on, you can't go up in the elevator unless you have some type of digital card. You can't get in the building unless you have one of these scan cards. So little by little, it's going to be where the only way you get in is with this RFID technology. So even with work, they're trying to find a way where, whether it's shopping for food or to punch in for your work, they have it where they want you to have these cards. And little by little, they're having people agree to these RFID cards, and if you get the chip, it'll just make it easier so you don't lose your card. And That's why right now you have to be able to say something right now. If you don't say something right now, then, or put legislation in place, then it's easy to do later. Like, because the children might not understand, what's going on. They might not understand how critical it could be. But right now for us, it's like so many generations that can help prevent these issues from happening and taking place.
Pulsating magnetic fields. But in these experiments, there were no antenna implants.
Any function in the brain, emotions, intellect, personality, could be perhaps modified by this non-invasive technology.
Delgado's research has so far been limited to animals. But in the Soviet Union, a radio frequency, or RF device, has been used for over 30 years to manipulate the moods of mental patients.
Well, in 1970, researchers from Harvard Medical School suggested using psychosurgery on black rioters, while others suggested putting implants into gay men to turn them straight. Ethical approval proved impossible. Funding for brain implant research fizzled out.